What's up guys, Charlie here. Welcome back to Conquering Kerbal Space Program. So, here's our craft again. We're going towards Duna. Yep, this is like a replay of the last episode. You guys voted. I asked you guys what the solution was acceptable to you guys. And unanimously, you guys have voted to cheat a little bit to get this in there. Because honestly, I think we can all agree that this craft, particularly this craft, has been screwed by the Kraken pretty damn bad this mission. Pretty much since it left Kerbin's atmosphere, it's been getting screwed. So I think I know the problem, and we can do this. I can test this in future. In fact, I'm thinking of doing a live stream to test this out. As soon as this episode is released, I think I'm going to do a live stream a couple hours after this episode comes out to test this out. Maybe the day after. Let people watch the episode and then do it the day after. But the day after this comes out, I think I'm going to do a live stream to test this out. But what I think the problem is K&K, the planetary base system parts. I think the planetary base system parts, maybe not all the parts, maybe it's just the adapters or something, but I think these parts are not being picked up by Kerbal Engineer. I think they're being picked up by the physics of the game, but not Kerbal Engineer. And so the more parts you add, or maybe it's the more docking ports, maybe the more adapters, maybe, I don't know. But the more parts you add from K&K, oh, we're getting skips here. The more off your readings will be, because this is not getting picked up. I think the mass is not getting picked up. It's there, but it's not being shown here. I think that's the problem. And that would cause our craft to have a lot less delta V than what's being read, because if this doesn't see parts, if this doesn't see the mass that's really there, then it's going to tell me my craft is lighter than it really is, which is also going to mean that I have more delta V than I really do. So I think that's the problem. Knowing that going forward, and the reason why this is my theory is because last episode, which is the episode, this is going to be this one here, we're going to look at that craft again this episode as well. That craft also has significantly less delta V than what was estimated. We had a burn last episode. I'm going to let this kind of go a little bit faster here, I think, because we already have our solution, so I know what I'm going to do. We had a burn that had I forget what the numbers were specifically off the top of my head, but it was like 820 meters per second of delta V is what that move was going to take, that maneuver to get to Minmus. And it ended up, and we had 840 or something available. So we had 20 more delta V or 12 or, a very small number more, but we still had more than what we needed. And at the end of the day, I ended up running out of fuel in that stage with 5 meters per second left or something. And I think it's because there's that little K&K adapter on the back of that craft, because that's what I'm going to use to attach the other tanks and stuff. There's that adapter on the back, and that's a K&K part. So I think that part is not being read by Kerbal Engineer, but the mass still counts, and therefore I had a little less delta V than I normally would have. It wasn't an extreme difference. It was a very small difference. But it was enough to where that maneuver couldn't be completed without staging it. This craft, on the other hand, is the vast majority of parts are K&K parts. So this one's going to be way off, which is why I currently have 1,500, more than that, delta V less than I should have had. I should have roughly 1,600 right now, and it says that I have 500, but really I have closer to 200. So this has had a lot of delta V stolen from it, and it's not really stolen. It just simply wasn't being calculated in Kerbal Engineer. And that's the part where I'm a little bit I don't really feel comfortable with the cheat. I'm going to do it because I feel like that's what needs to be done. I just hate that I have to do it, because the reason why we're going to cheat this into orbit is because the entire design of this craft is dependent on these numbers being accurate. My entire plan for flight, my entire design is completely dependent on this number, on this plugin, right? This one mod, Kerbal Engineer, this one mod, which we can usually trust to tell us everything we need to know about our craft, is lying to me when I use these parts. This is my theory anyway. So my entire design is based on this number. How much delta V total do we have in what stages? So if I'm being lied to here, my design is not going to work based on the lie that I'm trusting is true. All right? So that's why if we go forward in the future knowing that these parts are doing that, then I can plan ahead for that. And in that case, then there's no excuse. But I think this time, if that is the problem, and I'm going to do a live stream and test it live. I think it's probably pretty cool to do it as a live stream anyway, just because I like live streaming. It's my new thing that I really like doing is live streaming. Okay, so let's get this thing to start its maneuver, and this is how we're going to do this. This is entering the atmosphere now. Can't even talk. It's about to enter the atmosphere. Yeah, it is. It's in the atmosphere right now. So 50K. And it's going to start its maneuver. And when it does, it's going under the assumption that I have this much left with this much thrust. So everything is dependent, even the flight computer, everything is dependent on these numbers being right? And so all I'm going to do here is Alt F12. We get the debug toolbar. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to hit infinite propellant as soon as this runs out of fuel. Okay, now it has to run out before I do this. I want it to be completely dry so that there's 0 fuel left. So I can't cheat later by saying, I have some fuel left. No, it's going to be completely dry. Okay, so here it goes. And infinite propellant. Now by doing that, there's propellant left in this, so it can complete its maneuver. Okay, it's going to complete the maneuver that we planned for. And once it completes the maneuver, I shut this off. And we close it up. Very close now. We're in orbit. And infinite propellant is off. There we go. Take the maneuver away, and now we're in orbit. Okay? There we go. It's a crazy orbit, all right? Super eccentric, all right? Terribly inconvenient to refuel, okay? Terribly inconvenient. But I'm going to do a couple of passes, and that's going to bring the orbit down. We're already bringing it down considerably, and that's good. We're going to bring it down, and I'm going to do that so I get away from Ike. I don't want to get involved with Ike. It looks like we're going to be involved with Ike right now. Oh crap. Oh no. No. Don't go near Ike. Don't go near Ike. Wow, we're gonna get a really close pass on Ike. This is not good. Well, we're still in the atmosphere. We're still gonna aerobrake now, so I don't think we'll get on Ike. But if I wanted to get on Ike, this would be one way to do it. I'm gonna let this go real time because I don't know how time acceleration will influence this. It's gonna influence it in really crazy ways. Okay, yeah, around and round we go. Yeah, that's how our orbit will do really strange things. But eventually, once this thing settles down, we're still in the atmosphere. We are climbing, but we're still in the atmosphere. Once this thing settles down, I'm hoping that this ends up being in orbit of Duna and away from Ike. Not good, you guys. Looks like we might hit Ike here. And Ike actually would Ike would eject us. So now this is with this maneuver completed, right? We completed the maneuver as scheduled. This is just something new that's happening. I did have a little bit left over, but yeah, this is our maneuver. This is what we'll end up having now. So we're gonna encounter Ike, unless I can get a signal. If I can get a signal, might be able to prevent this. Oh man, I just can't quite get it. Oh, it's just barely inconvenient. Look at that. Oh, come on. Please? Damn it. Oh, there it is. Stop. All right. Quickly, as fast as I freaking possibly can. RCS on. Shit, that's gonna take a while. Fine. And then I want to face retrograde, which is gonna take a while. And then once you do that, wait a little bit. And I want you to hit the gas. Okay, so I'm holding down H. This is for my RCS system. I'm holding down H. And I'm hoping that I'm basically influencing it in a retrograde direction to slow us down even more so I can get away from Ike with RCS. That's the hope. Wait, why does it say signal delay 2 hours? Wait, what? No, 0. 0 is, oh, Jesus. Come on. God. Hold maneuver program. No, I don't want that delay. I want the delay gone. No delay now? Good, no delay. Okay, now, you're gonna turn your RCS on. Okay, you're gonna face retrograde. You're gonna do that. And then, once you're done doing that, we are going to burn with our RCS fuel. And we're going to try and slow ourselves down. And hopefully we'll still have a signal by then. This thing hurries its hell up. Oh no. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Don't you do it. Don't you lose connection. Don't you do it. Toggle RCS, come on. Throttling back time warp. RCS is on. Okay, yep, get yourself turned over as fast as you can. And then I want to burn that way. Uh-oh. No, you're going too far. Honestly, I don't think it matters. In the general vicinity, in the general direction of retrograde, it would be fine. Come on, slow down, slow down. Hit the brakes. Come on, get away from Mike. Get away from Mike. Come on. Come on. Get away from Ike. Oh, come on. Yes! Alright. I can stop burning that now. There's no delay on that. I thought there would be a delay on the RCS, but there actually isn't. I have real-time control of the RCS thrusters. It is what it is. That's just the way it is. So by doing that, though, my Duna periapse is actually 28 now. Okay. We have no fuel, but I do have RCS, and I'm gonna have it looks like I'm actually gonna have a connection to this thing for a fairly good amount of time. So now I have to decide: do I want to go 28K in? And I think the answer is yes. I think I do want to go 28K in. That's gonna bring me to here, it looks like. So let's do a quick time acceleration here. Wait, how long is that going to take? 2 hours, 4 hours. What's Kerbal Alarm Clock say about our... Oh, let's just try this. Let's turn RCS off. It's going to hold orbital retrograde, so that's fine. Like, the flight computer knows to hold retrograde, but and it knows to extend the solar panels in 56 minutes. So that's fine too. It'll get its power back too. But maneuver for mining base, Pioneer launch is in 5 days. Plenty of time then. Okay, cool. So let's get this done. It's gonna turn the RCS off. Cool. Now let's get around. We're not gonna have Ike now. Good. That would have been really bad. Like, encountering Ike would have accelerated us so fast, it would have kicked us way out of Duna's orbit. So I'm really glad we were able to get a connection to that and stop that from happening. Okay, so it's very difficult to get a really distant orbit around Duna because Ike is so close. In fact, I think Ike is almost geostationary. I think he's barely not, but I think it's just a hair under being geostationary. So if you wanted to try and get a geostationary orbit around Duna, you kind of can't. Because even if you managed to get the geostationary orbit around Duna, eventually Ike is going to catch up to your satellite, and it's just going to mess it all up. It'll either run into your satellite, or it's going to mess its orbit up and throw it all over the place, and it's going to mess everything up. So, like, you can't get a geostationary satellite network around Duna. You just can't because of Ike. So anyway, that's a little tidbit for the day. Looks like we're gonna go about 28K down. That's good. Now, oh shit. Okay, hold on. This is okay. We're doing it. We're gonna do this carefully, right? We're doing this with a little bit of time. Look at how red that is. Wow. I feel like that's a little more red than it usually is. We're gonna tell this to, how much power do we have? Plenty of charge, good. As soon as this turns itself around with the reaction wheels, I'm going to tell this to get itself, and by the time it gets there, this will be fine. So let's retract all panels. So we're gonna have all these retracted in 40 something seconds. And then we'll go from there. Look how red this is. This is the reason why these are so orange, and the reason why the body of my craft is really orange, right? You notice how the light is reflecting off of Duna and onto the craft. That is not stock. That is a mod called Planet Shine. And Planet Shine takes the light reflection off the body you're on and basically smacks your craft with it, which is a lot more realistic. It's also really great. And I'm also losing my voice. So when I say great, it doesn't sound like great. It sounds terrible. But let's do a little aero brake here. Little aero brake action. Stock visual terrain is messing with the shades of things. As we get a certain altitude, I think it's 100K actually, it changes the way the planets look when you're over them. Not the biggest deal in the world, but just something to note. If you see me go over Kerbin and all of a sudden it smacks and it's got a different look to it as I'm in orbit, that would be why. Right, we are aero braking now. Apoapsis is coming down. And the idea here is that we're gonna bring this orbit really close in so it's a little more convenient to work with. And I'm gonna do that with aero brakes like this, and then I'm gonna use RCS on the apoaps, just like I did here but to stop us from going into Ike. We're gonna use the RCS at the apoaps, burning prograde to bring the periapsis out of the atmosphere. And I may need to actually do that a little bit this time just to make sure we don't get too deep, because this is actually gonna bring us in a lot. So this 28K here is gonna bring us in a lot. Hopefully it doesn't bring us in too far to where it burns up. I don't think it will, because we're going a lot slower now than we were the first pass. So I think this will be fine, but not necessarily, so. I think I'll just speed this footage up for you guys because this takes a while. And I still have to get to Minmus yet, so we'll speed this up. Okay guys, so I've been just sort of hanging out at my desk working for a while, letting the thing go, just letting it run and do its thing. And every now and then I'll tell it to put the solar panels back and then bring the solar panels in and pull those solar panels out, and back and forth it goes. And we, oh, hang on, there we go. Interface is off. We have right now, I think, something that I'm okay with keeping for now. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it. It's at 435. Oh, we're still in the atmosphere, okay. It's at 435,000 basically, and I think I'm gonna keep it there because I don't know, it seems like a fairly easy place to work with. It's far enough away from the horizon so I don't have to worry about any type of connection issues usually. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I think what we're gonna do then is when we reach this part here, the apoapsis, we need to make a small burn in 35 minutes. We need to make a small burn. And that burn is going to basically get our periapsis out of Duna. That's the purpose of it. So we'll bring this out forward a little bit until we see this clear Duna. And I'm actually going to bring it out a pretty good distance away from Duna. So maybe we'll bring it out to like 100. I don't want to go too far. Let's do 77, whatever, it's fine. I want to get out just a little bit so I don't have to worry about connection issues, actually. So let's maybe bring it out just a little bit more if we can. So maybe like 100 or so. And then, so that's 35 meters per second. Now, we can't burn that, obviously. We're out of fuel. So we're going to have to use monopropellant for it, which I think I have a pretty good amount of... I think I have the ability to influence the craft that much with the monopropellant, so it should be fine. And then when we do our refueling mission, we'll also fill it back up with monopropellant, too. Makes sense to me, anyway. So... we're out of the atmosphere now. We're not going to go back in. So let's get our solar panels out for one last time. Extend all. And then I think I'm going to want to point prograde. So this is retrograde now, which is fine because when we get to the apoapsis, this will be prograde. So I'm going to tell it to do prograde as soon as the solar panels are out. Let's wait. Okay, so what I'm going to do is say go to prograde. And it will go prograde. Then it will, basically I will then keep it in time acceleration so it doesn't rotate. And eventually this will kind of work its way over towards prograde vector. It's the idea anyway. I've also noticed that with stock visual terrain active, it does some really funny things with Duna. It kind of makes it look like it's nighttime all the time when you get a certain distance away. So, I mean, it's not quite as bright as I'd like it to be. I think I might go ahead and actually uninstall stock visual terrain. It's just something I wanted for looks, but it just adds to the size of the game, and I'm not sure it's really necessarily worth what it's doing, so. Okay, so let's go ahead and slow down the time acceleration here and let this thing get pointed to where it needs to. We need the RCS on, so let's do that. Now there's a delay in turning on the RCS, about 48 seconds, but there's no delay in me actually controlling it, which is a little bit disappointing, but it is what it is. But which there is, I think, a delay. If I wanted to control the engine, I think there is a delay then. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe not. Let's go ahead and let this thing get to where the RCS is on. And there we go. Now, are we on the node? Pretty close to apoaps. I think we're close enough to where we can probably fire it and have it be like all the same, if you will. So let's fire forward with this. We're using monopropellant. Trying to push our periapsis up higher. There we go. So we're just using those built-in thrusters. They're kind of tucked away in there. And right now the periapsis height is 35,000. We need to get it above 50 at least, but I would like it to be around 100 if possible, which it looks like it's more than possible. We're not using that much monopropellant to do this, so should be good there. Thankfully, Kerbal Engineer doesn't really tell us how much delta V we have with monopropellant. I say thankfully because it would be lying to me. But this is fine. I don't need to know that. So, yeah. Don't really have much else to talk about until this is done. Maybe we'll just skip ahead. Yeah, that sounds good. Except for the fact that we have no fuel. Everything is good with this now. So, okay. Now, we're going to go back to Minmus. You guys don't know it, but I've been sitting here doing this for about 4 hours now. Now, granted, I have other work I'm doing. And I'm doing work while this is playing. So, you can check my Twitter, actually. I put a picture out showing people at one point what it looks like when I'm working and playing KSP at the same time. So, yeah, at Charlie Pryor. Let's see. Where the hell is that craft? It's all the way over here, right? Yep, there it is. Switch to that one. Okay, we have arrived at, well, we haven't arrived. We're at this craft, but we're about to arrive in Minmus. So let's go ahead and just time accelerate a little bit more and see about getting these guys, see about getting this rendezvoused. There we go. So currently, we have a maneuver, but we haven't actually put it in the flight computer. I did have a comment tell me that. Yep, that would be why. The maneuver doesn't get put in the flight computer, therefore it does not get put into Kerbal Alarm Clock. That is why it happened. So that's our maneuver. Let's put it into. Now, if I put this into Kerbal Alarm, if I put this into flight computer, the flight computer is going to essentially use full throttle the whole time to try and make this work. But unfortunately, this is not a balanced craft. That's very unfortunate, actually. Oh, that's not the right. Oh, yep. Got to turn the flight computer on, back, or off and back on. Orbital retrograde, please. And there it goes. It's going to use it's using the reaction wheels here, which is not at the center of mass, unfortunately. This craft also has some delta V issues related to what this looks like, so we actually have less than this. And I think it's because of this part. This is another K&K planetary base system part. And I'm thinking it's because of this. That's the only thing I can think of is because of this. So, I mean, what are you going to do? What I'm going to do is I'm going to try my best to land this on Minmus, despite the fact that it's not balanced, and despite the fact that the only attitude control authority it has is away from the center of mass. This ought to be interesting. Maybe even death. But at least if it's death, there's no Kerbals that will die because there's no Kerbals on the craft. So, this thing is almost pointed where it needs to be. Let's just time accelerate a little bit more. Get this a little bit closer. And I'm thinking right about here should be good. Yeah. I really like what stock visual terrain does to Minmus and what it does to the other planets as well. I just don't like what it's doing to Duna. I might just put up with it for Duna. We'll see what it looks like for other planets. Maybe even the outer planets. I don't even know if the outer planets have it applied, but I just really like it. It just looks cool, I think. It's darker. It just looks a bit more dangerous, actually. I kind of like the way it looks, which is appropriate because this flight is going to be dangerous for us. So, yay us. Why is my time acceleration slowing down? Mining base Pioneer launch maneuver. Okay. Yep. Got it. Okay. So, it says we're 3 minutes away from the maneuver. It's a long burn. Oh, shit. It's a long burn. So, let's do this now, actually. Hopefully you're pointing retrograde. You are not, but you should be. Point to the node, please. Let's use MechJeb instead of flight computer. I don't trust it. Point to the node, please. And we're going to have to go really slow with this because I really screwed this up, guys. Like this, don't do this, okay? Don't build it like this because I really screwed this up. Not only is its thrust ahead of its center of mass, but also it's not balanced. It also has no lights and it also has no RCS or thrusters for RCS. It is a very, very stupid craft. I'm just gonna admit it right now. It's a very stupid craft. But other than that, it looks great. Other than the fact that I can't control it very well. I think I'm going to turn the thrusters on just a little bit. How much can I use here and still have the thing be able to control itself? I wonder. Oh, it's kind of holding steady here, but that's a really long burn. Can I go a little bit more? Come on, hold yourself steady. Easy does it. Come on. There you go. Okay, hold yourself steady. See, the real challenge is going to be, can I put enough thrust on this to have it slowly fall to the surface without it leaning, right? I think so, because I think there's enough thrust here to where, I'm almost half throttle right now. And it seems to be holding up okay at half. It seems to be anyway. Now if I turn it all the way up, it goes really crazy. So I can't turn it all the way up, but I want to see how high I can get it before it starts to lose control of itself. So if I turn it like this, looks like it can still hold its own. Yep. Okay, how about like this? Okay, that's good. How about like this? Oh, okay, yep. Too much. Slow back down. Okay, so it looks like it's about 70% or so. So if I was to take this engine and if I was to thrust limit this one down to, let's say, 68%, and then this one down to 68%. If I was to do that, could I go full throttle? Very close, but not quite. So let's go down a little bit more. I don't want to have this problem where it goes out of control. So I'm trying to find where the maximum is before I can, so I don't have to worry about it anymore. Oh, come on. That's half. Come on. Oh, damn, so close. Okay. Let's bring it back. Let's go 52. $52 is really not favorable. You gotta be kidding me. Alright, hold on. Maybe we do it slowly. If we build this up slowly, right? Let's see, you're looking at this. We still got 6 minutes till the maneuver, so I'm not really super worried about it. I just need to make sure I get into orbit, that's all. Going slow. Slow climb. Nice and easy. Almost max now. Okay, so nice and easy does it. Now, if I slowly increase this one, okay, that one at 65 is good. Now let's increase this one a little bit. Where's the maximum? Oh. It's very slightly going up now. So let's bring it back down to 58 for this one. There, this is the max. So this is my burn. This is how much I can do. I can't go any faster than this with this engine, otherwise I'll lose control and it won't be able to use its reaction wheels to offset the thrust difference there. Or it won't be able to use the reaction wheels to offset the torque. There it is, that's the word I'm looking for. Which is okay. I mean, it's fine. So with this amount, let's just go ahead and, well, knowing that, now can I, ooh, yeah, okay. Now can I slam this into full thrust? Am I able to do that though? No, it's gotta be done really easily. I gotta ease into it. Let's point orbital retrograde. We'll go a little bit more towards the node here, a little bit closer to it. Okay, now we're gonna ease into this. Come on, pull yourself down. Here we go. Easy does it. Pick yourself back down. And we're maxed. There's max. Okay. So let's get ourselves into orbit, I guess. Hopefully. It looks like we're bringing ourselves around. It's not going to be the same orbit as I planned, but like I don't care. I just want to get around there. So we're definitely captured now. That's good. And now it's just a matter of getting ourselves... Now, I'm probably not going to be able to land this with precision just because of how I stupidly built it. I'm not going to be able to land this with precision. But if I get in close to the vicinity of it, I'll be okay. I'll be all right with it as long as I get it close. What's that? What's that? Is that our science base? Kind of looks like the area where our science base is. Which we still have Kerbals down there. Once I get this landed, which should be the end of this episode, once I get this landed, the next episode, I think we're gonna have a bunch of new people on our team, a bunch of new names to look through, a bunch of new Kerbals to get to know throughout the course of the rest of the series. We'll have a bunch of new people, and of course, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it means that I'm putting you guys, you, the viewers, into the game, and we're going to have real people be Kerbals. It'll be fun. I think it'll be really fun, actually. I think this will about do it. I need to get right on the periapsis before I continue. So let's get on the periaps, because I'm not going to do this anymore. Fall down to the fall down near it, because we're at 14.7 right now for the periaps. That's really low. Not really where I wanted to be, but we'll make do. Okay, let's get ourselves turning around just a little bit. We only have 240 or 274 meters per second. Not a whole lot left. This, again, it didn't read properly when I manufactured it, so I mean, it's not off as much. Like, again, it's not off as much as the Duna base was, but it's off enough to where it's a pain in the ass. So just burn this a little bit, just enough to knock the apoapsis down to a reasonable height, I guess, for if we're looking to land anyway. So I'm thinking like something like maybe 25, 20 would be nice too. We're gonna have to refuel this, I think. I feel like we're gonna have to refuel this because it does not have enough to land, I don't think. Maybe it does, but I just don't trust it. So when I send the second part up, the second part, this is the last part I'm sending up. The rest of it's actually just going to be manufactured on site. That's the plan anyway. So when I send the next part up, which will probably be, God, it's getting long. Episode getting long. So probably be the next one, I guess. Sorry, guys. It's KSP, man. It takes forever to do things. I'm going to go a little bit lower on the apoaps. That will do it right there. Okay, so 14, 6, and 25 something is fine. These are moving. Why are they moving so much? Is there a center of mass issue again? I mean, I don't know. All right, so that's our orbit. And it's eccentric for a reason, of course. It's eccentric so that I can land anywhere I want. And I have a location in mind. If you remember before, that's the science ship there. So the location where we were planning on landing is where? Where is that? It's not down here, is it? That's the science ship again. Is it this one? No, that's the seismic. That's the seismic thing. Where's our surface thing? Where's our stuff on the surface that was going to mark our spot? Did I even do that? Did I leave it there? Actually, no, there was a Kerbal in that. We took it with us. Oh, okay, so I have to redecide. Okay, well, I'll find it and then land there. But that, I think, will be the start of the next episode. Maybe I need to refuel it, maybe I don't. I'm not really sure, but I'm going to send up the second part right now too. So I think in the next episode, we'll have the second part of this. We'll meet up with the first part. The second part will have a little extra fuel on it, so it will give a little more fuel to the first part. And then once they're both in roughly the same orbit, it should be fairly easy to land them close together. Might even be able to work out a way to... there is a dock, actually. There is a way to dock this. There is... there was. Yeah, this. If I get rid of this, then there's a way to dock this. There's no engines on this part. So maybe you know what? Here, look at this. This might be an idea. Same thing we did before, right? Where we landed a whole really big tall thing, and then we ejected one part and had it shift over to the second. Maybe we'll do that. So just like our, what did we do? We did the Minmus science, right? Just like our Minmus science mission. I think it was like around episode 30 or something, somewhere around there in the playlist. Check out the playlist. We had both segments. We had the science station and the lander that was going to hop around and get science. We had them on top of each other when we landed. And then we basically decoupled the top part, applied some thrust with the top part to get it some separation, and then moved it over to land next to it. That was the whole goal. We can do the same thing with this. What I can do is basically grab the second unit, ship the second unit up, which will be plenty heavy. It'll have a good engine on it. And then we're also going to make sure it has reaction wheels kind of over here, so we can have maybe the reaction wheels affect the center of mass, potentially. Maybe some RCS thrusters actually might be a good idea too. We'll put them up near the top so it's closer to the middle of the craft. And then we'll get a claw, and we'll just claw ourselves to the bottom of this thing, right? It's a nice big flat bottom. That sounds good. Should we do that? Let's leave this here. We'll design our next stage now, and then we'll end the episode and we'll do all the launching and stuff next time. So let's go to the Space Center. Okay, guys, so in order to do this, what we're gonna have to do is, I totally forgot about that. Oh, I totally forgot about those drills, you guys. I was just gonna send this part up. So now I might need to rethink this a little bit. We're also gonna be using a lot of K&K parts, so I don't know how that's gonna work, but maybe let's reroute this at least. We'll change the root part to like this one or something. Yeah, and it's gonna do that because it was in the spaceplane hangar when I built it. So let's, oh, it's freezing up, there we go. Let's get rid of this part. We don't need this, it's already in space. Okay, so this is what we're working with now. And then I'm not gonna send this up yet, because maybe I will. It's all K&K parts. So many K&Ks. I don't know how that's gonna work. I do know that this isn't gonna work, so let's get rid of that. And I think actually I'm gonna go ahead and remove this docking port. And we'll build this stuff in orbit. So let's get rid of all this. We'll build that next. Now this part, I originally wanted to send with this part. I really did, because it just looks better being built into this. But I'm not sure I can now because of this whole refueling the other thing. Well, maybe I don't refuel it like with a claw. Maybe I just refuel it. Well, no, then I can't come down and land. And I need to be able to land. I think, and I don't know this though, that's the thing, is I really want to know that I can apply acceleration with those engines and land successfully. So I'm thinking, if I launch it like this, it's way unbalanced. Like, just terrible balance. Might be able to offset it with some weight over here to balance it out, but then even then it's still really unaerodynamic. Not very aerodynamic at all. So what do I want to do here? I think maybe what I do, is there a way for us to, while we're on the surface, build this as being part of this? I mean, it's a really simple thing and it doesn't weigh hardly anything. But if I can do that, if I can get this piece to somehow be built while we're on Minmus and attach it to this, then that'd be fine. I might also need to just send up the drills and attach it, because that's really unbalanced. But if I do that, then I'm gonna need another adapter here, which is not a huge deal. Why is there a base separator there? Why does my design have a separator there? That's not supposed to be there. I don't think anyway. No, that's not supposed to be there. I don't want to separate that. Nah, that's better. Weird. I think what I'm gonna do then is I'm gonna need to do that. I'm gonna need to basically dump that, flip this around, proper locate, wow, which direction, there we go. Yep, flip that around like that. Let's retract these they don't start extended. Okay, so we've got this. Now, is this a docking port? This is a docking port. Ah, okay, I figured out how I was planning on, okay. Yeah, we don't need that to be a docking port though, so let's get rid of that. And then we'll just kind of pop that on right there. That looks good. Oh, you know what? I think I remember why I wanted that to be a docking port like that. I think I wanted the extra space. I think I wanted the extra separation. But since these things are gonna dock into it, the separation's already there, so I don't care. Okay. So this was what we were gonna send up the second piece. This is the second piece, and there's a bunch of material kits in here, which I'm just gonna max out now. I need more, but I'm gonna be spending these to like manufacture stuff, so I'm just gonna start with as many as I can. Metals, we don't need them. Minerals, we'll get metals and minerals from the surface. I'm not gonna worry about paying for that. So we've got basically this to deal with. And as much as I want this, it's kind of in my way. Unless I put rockets on the sides, which I suppose is possible. What if I put, if I put some rockets on the sides of this, then I still need fuel. I'm actually gonna have to think about this, I guess. I don't think I can include this in this episode. It's gonna take me a while to think about it. And I got work to do, unfortunately. I promise though, for those of you who want me to build crafts on screen, a lot of you guys have been commenting, I can't say a lot, a few of you have been commenting that you actually don't want me to skip the building process inside the VAB and the spaceplane hangar. I have been just kind of working on designs and then showing you what I've come up with. But some of you don't like that. Some of you actually want to see this build. I think the majority of you probably don't. The majority of you, I think, want to see the missions. I could be wrong, and I welcome your comments down below. Please tell me what you'd rather see, and I'll focus some time on those. If you want to see the build process and sort of my troubleshooting and my sort of commentary and all that stuff, it's gonna make more episodes to get the same result. But maybe it'll be interesting for you. Maybe that's what you're coming here for. If that's what you're coming here for, then I want to record that and I want to share it with you because I'm gonna have to do it anyway. It's not like it takes me any more time to make the episode be in the VAB, right? I'm gonna be here anyway. But you know, it's about whether or not you want to see that or not. So leave me your comments. Let me know the direction that you're looking for. Let me know the content that you're coming here to see, because that's what I'm here to share, is what you're here to see. And you know, I'm going to do the series regardless whether you're watching it or not. But if I'm going to make the videos and spend time on the editing of the videos, I'd like to know that I'm showing you the parts that you like to see. You know what I mean? So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to think about this for a bit. I'm going to have to do it like another day. But I'm going to think about this for a bit, how I want to send this up there and how I want to have this. Essentially, I know how I want this to land, and I know how I want to get it up there and land. But now I have this whole other element where I kind of want to send it down with the other base, or with the other component of the base. So there's that. And this is actually a pretty decent landing bit here, because if I was to do this, if I was to do, let's say this is just a docking port. We get rid of that, we get rid of this, right? And then we put, if I ever figure out how to do this, it's gonna happen eventually. Holy crap, okay. No, it is this way, right? So if I do this, what ends up happening there, right? We have the landing legs kind of overlap, which I don't really like that. Don't really like that. So I think I'm gonna bring back the other pieces, which is just the docking port. But still, there's 4 landing legs on this. It can fall down to the surface. It'll be fine. So I'm gonna call the episode there, guys. Thanks for watching. If you watched this long, thanks for watching. Give me a like down below. Let me know that you like it. Comment down below your thoughts on the questions I asked you there. And then yeah, if you're not subscribed already, consider doing so, because it'll tell you when there's new videos available. And it will probably also notify you when I live stream, which I'm starting to do more often now because I'm starting to really enjoy it. And I apologize if anyone is like, every time he live streams, I want him to play KSP. That's not going to happen. Sorry, it's just not. My live stream is a place where I kind of like to explore different things and not necessarily play KSP the whole time. So, it is what it is. Maybe I'll play KSP, maybe I won't. I am planning to live stream my troubleshoot of the K&K parts, which is going to be very soon after, well, I don't know if it'll be this episode or the last episode. I'm recording them both at the same time, so I have no idea when that will be, but it will probably be some random stream that will be listed, and it'll say KSP on it, and that you'll know if it says random stream and KSP, it'll be like, oh, that was what it is. I don't know. My outros are just getting longer. I'm gonna have some flashy annotations on the screen here, right here. So if you've already, if the stream has already happened, it will be on the screen right now. There you go. Have fun, guys. That's what it's all about. Have fun. I'll see you next time. Bye.